Is Solana's Monkey Business the new Bored Ape Yacht Club?
If you haven't heard about Solana and the NFTs that are being traded there, well, you've been missing out. In this show, we're going to cover everything you need to know about the Solana ecosystem, the NFTs that are going big there, and the OG project aiming to be the next Bored Ape. You do not want to miss this show. Welcome to Goats and the Metaverse. Stanley, how are you, my friend?
I am living the dream. How about you?
Just off the back of a very successful ApeCoin drop, so I really can't complain. Pretty excited about free money coming our way and seeing everything that's happening there, but also pretty excited about what's happening in the Solana ecosystem. Our first show covering all things Solana. So lots to tell, but before we do that, let's talk about our fancy, shiny, on the up, moving on up, Goat Vault. The Goat Vault sitting in at $79,290 today, up 26% just from Thursday. ApeCoin has brought in the bull market, and NFTs are up. Ethereum is up. Things are all on the up. What is the Goat Vault? The Goat Vault is our way to reward our community. We have locked away many. How many NFTs are in there? About 20, 25 NFTs into the vault that we are going to be giving away when we reach 5,000 lucky subscribers. And we crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark today. So other things to celebrate. And I think we said we're going to give away an NFT on the show. So stay tuned for more.
So how does one win the Goat Vault? All you need to do is subscribe. Once we hit those 5,000 NFTs, we open it up and give away those NFTs. The Goat Vault's up means Ethereum is up. Is that a fair guesstimate? $2,910, hovering around the 3K mark. I'm going to make a prediction. Next time we do this show, it's going to break $3,000. It might break $3,000 today. I'm excited. Let's see where the floor prices are today. Where the green.
Everything, we are up across the board.
Up. And like you hinted at earlier, ApeCoin. Everybody got extra money. What do? They throw it right back into the Ethereum ecosystem and start spending. There also was a video that our friends at Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, teased out, saying there's more to come. And who was in that video? Our friends Cool Cats, our friends Nouns. Who else was in there?
World of Woman,
Cryptos. So what did people start doing? They said, oh my God, something is happening. There's something happening. And those projects started to explode. And I mean, once again, Yuga just continues to pump up. I know ApeCoin was around $15 at one point. Now I believe it is down to around $9. $10. I could sit here and talk about this all day. But let's talk about Solana. What is Solana, Yossi?
Well, Solana is another blockchain. It's called an L1 blockchain, which is similar to Ethereum. You've heard all of the stuff that's going on in Ethereum. Well, Solana is an alternative base layer blockchain that claims to be the fastest blockchain in the world and the fastest ecosystem in crypto. Solana is famed for having low transaction fees. So if you're used to working on Ethereum, sometimes you're paying gas costs of between $6 and $60. It can be a little heavy. On Solana, they're saying, well, you're going to pay a cent for a transaction. So that gives them the ability to scale and also be the right type of platform for fast transactions. And in the world of NFTs and the Metaverse, that means a great network for games. If you want to be able to build your game, Solana would be maybe the right choice for you as opposed to Ethereum. So Solana trading today at about $90. When it came onto the market, you could buy a Solana token for a couple of cents on the dollar. Done extremely well in the past year and a half. as it's grown in fame and in adoption. There's been about 5.7 million NFTs minted on Solana today. That's no small number, but it is still a fraction of what's been happening on the Ethereum ecosystem. And according to our data analysts, we have about 6 million monthly active users on the Solana ecosystem. And it's done so far about $47 million in NFT sales, about 535 just this month alone. And if you compare that to Ethereum, well, Ethereum has done $2.4 billion in NFT sales. So still a 80 times about multiple ahead of Solana, but Solana is growing fast and it's definitely one to watch.
Absolutely.
Danny,
yeah. Go ahead.
Let's go into the Solana marketplaces where people could be buying their NFTs and what they should know about that.
Yeah, Magic Eden is the biggest marketplace, and they do about 90% of all volume transactions. But there's Metaplex, Solana Art, Solanas, SolSea, OpenSea, SolSea, and Digital Eyes Market. OpenSea has been talking about Solana for a really long time and been promising that is happening. We don't have that yet. And the top 5 NFT projects are Solana Monkey Business, DeGods, which is a big one, Portals, Generative Ape Academy, and Astrals. We're going to talk about Solana Monkey Business. Everyone loves monkeys. I mean, I think that is the most interesting thing about that NFT space. Monkeys, apes, oh my. Let's talk about Solana Monkey Business. What do we know about them? We know they're an OG project. Their minting date was June the 2nd of earlier this year, which is pretty, short period of time. So Solana is relatively new. They got about 84,000 Twitter followers, 46,000 people in Discord. And even if you just look at those numbers and compare it to, let's say, Bored Ape Yacht Club, I believe Bored Ape Yacht Club has 600,000 or 700,000 followers on Twitter. Those numbers are quite different. Current floor price is 163 Solana, which is equivalent to about $14,500. And Solana Monkey Business did $158 million in sales. Those are real numbers. But once again, as comparison to Bored Ape Yacht Club, right, or some of these other big projects, it's just a small fraction. I also think the interesting point is there's only 5,000 NFTs that exist in total and 2,471 holders. So that's a pretty good ratio. Your ratio is about 2 NFTs per holder. And Yossi, why is Solana Monkey Business so interesting?
Yeah, well, Solana Monkey Business has got the narrative of being the OG NFT drop on the Solana ecosystem. So if you're excited about the Solana ecosystem and its growth and its potential, this is the equivalent of buying a CryptoPunk on Ethereum. Solana Monkey Business is their claimed CryptoPunk. It's the same type of art. It's pixel art. So like for those who like pixel art, they'll like the aesthetics of Solana Monkey Business. And for those who don't, well, there's other projects out there. But that's the reason why people are excited about Solana Monkey Business. There is a debate on whether these OG original drops that happen on these different chains, whether in 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years' time, there'll be any interest in that kind of OG-ness, because everyone will say, well, I don't really care what base layer chain this was done on anymore, because blockchains are going to be ubiquitous and you won't even know what the technology is behind it. But for now, it's an important part of the narrative as these ecosystems build out. And Solana Monkey Business having that OG status on Solana, well, in time to come, should also still just hold the narrative as being one of those OG collectibles that people could be excited about. There were a number of projects that came out before them on Ethereum, so there are others that hold that status long before Solana Monkey Business. They are building a very vibrant community around them. So it could be an interesting buy. $14,000, not cheap for anyone trying to think about whether they should go in and buy a monkey business. Still a premium price project, but one of the ones that are the originals on Solana. And if you're comparing it to a CryptoPunk, roughly costing you about $200,000, or a Bored Ape, $250,000 to $300,000, well, that's where there could be a good spread if the thesis continues to hold and they become the OG collectibles.
Yeah, and like you said, it's relatively cheap if you compare it to the big projects on Ethereum. I also like that there's only 5,000 of them, which is half the number of the usual 10K we see on Ethereum. Also, royalties for every Gen 2 traded, and there's 5,000 of those Gen 2s, 2% of it go to a community wallet, 2% of it are going back to the NFT creators, and 2% of it are going to the holders of the Gen 1 set. And there's only a very small limited amount of Gen 1 set. And I'm assuming the reason why those are the hottest NFTs is because of that 2% royalty that's going back to those holders. There was a notable sale of October, $2 million the Solana Monkey Business sold. So that is a big deal. We see the King Crown, which we always love a King Crown. Why did this sell for $2 million? What besides the King Crown?
Well, I think it was in the height of the excitement around NFTs, so it was part of the reason it sold for that kind of number. But why does a CryptoPunk sell for $10 million? Same thing, that OG type of status is probably the reason. Today, we're seeing that price come down quite a bit, but still a notable sale in about the $250,000 mark, or $279,000, $3,555 sold for the Angel Solana Monkey Business. So still some pretty good notable sales coming out of the ecosystem there. If we compare that to Bored Ape's most notable sale that happened in the same period, 24 hours ago, well, that was sold at a cool 250 ETH, $715,000. So that's Solana Monkey Business. We'll be covering more NFTs out of the Solana ecosystem as they emerge and as we start spotting some that we think are notable, interesting, and that you should be potentially looking at, that you may want to add it to your collection. As always, this is for fun. This is for interest. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Do your own research, and remember to smash the subscribe button. We have our Goat Bolt giveaway that is coming in hot, $79,000. We hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you again mañana.
Hasta mañana.